What's going on, everyone? Once again, thanks for tuning in to World Combat Sports. What's good? Hopefully everyone is doing great, man. It's All-Star weekend down here in the ATL. There's no other way to put it. I'll be on here briefly in and out, man, this entire weekend. I'm going to be honest with you because I'm going to be in the streets. Real talk. It's a lot that's going on. This pack. Whew, there's a lot of people down here already. And I'm trying my best to go out and cover some of this All-Star weekend, take some steals, get some interviews or whatever the case may be. You know what it is. But first of all, it's fight week. And people hit me in my inbox, say, hey, man, you heard about Devin Hany and Lomachenko? I say, so they signed the paperwork? No, they just talking on social media. I said, okay. I mean, that's been the extent of it. Period. I don't know how many opponents we done seen, over the last, like from Javier Fortuna to Lomachenko, the Teofimo Lopez, the Ryan Garcia, the Javier Fortuna, the Jorge Linares, and then back to Lomachenko. God damn. I am hoping deep down inside that this fight happened. Real talk. No hating. I really hope deep down inside this shit happens one way or the other. But the main focus is, I get back to them, is UFC 259. Man, UFC 259 is on and popping. The main event is the one and only Israel Adesanya going up against Juan Blachowicz, man. Stop it. This card, 3 championship fights. 3 championship fights, y'all. You have Peter Yan, some call him Petr Yan, Peter Yan, against the one and only Funkmaster Aljamain Sterling. The last time I seen Aljamain Sterling go for a title run, he went in there against Marlon Moraes when Moraes was on the up, and he got caught slacking. He's a little bit lackadaisical, getting off the canvas, and man, Marlon Moraes hit him with that switch kick, that switch left kick, knocked him out stiff. That was just a hiccup in the game. You know what I'm saying? But look, it wasn't just Aljamain that he did that to. He went up there and fought Jimmy Rivera, who had a damn superb winning streak going on. He went out there and switch kicked him over the top of his guard. At least Jimmy Rivera did this. He put his dang high guard up, and Moraes kicked right over the crest of it and kicked him in the head, stopped him too. So I was like saying to myself, okay, this dude's for real. Aljamain Sterling, he came back around, had some superb wins. I want to talk about the most recent one he had, that meant something. That when Aljamain Sterling was on the come up, a lot of hype was behind him to get that title shot, especially with him and Cejudo vacating. Everybody was wondering who's going to be the next at 135 to take this belt. You had Jose Aldo go down there. I was like, Jose Aldo, 135, is he going to make it? Jose Aldo's contending at featherweight the entire time, right? He made it. He looked okay, but he didn't do enough to get the win. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to Aljamain Sterling getting stopped via knockout, it was only right for him to come back and stop a hype train. He went in there and just ragdolled Corey Sandhagen. Ariel Helwani was boosting this kid up. And you know what Corey Sandhagen, I might be guilty of being a Corey Sandhagen bandwagon rider. Someone who's just boosting boosting up you. You can't do anything wrong. He was all on that Corey Sandhagen bandwagon. Aljamain went in there, kept it a close game, clinch, took him down. Aljamain Sterling had superb wrestling, right? Took him down and just outworked him on the ground. Jiu-jitsu was superior. He ended up choking him out via RNC. It was vicious. It was absolutely vicious. I'm talking about vicious in a way when you close in, seek and destroy. He shut down the Sandhagen bandwagon for now. So, coming full circle, Aljamain finally gets his shot at Peter Yan. a man who hasn't lost since he's been in the UFC, y'all. Peter Yan has been doing his motherfucking thing, dog. Now, it's weird how the guard changed. Seriously, it's weird how it changed because for a long time, you know, a featherweight division, you had Max Holloway, and people knew Bless Holloway, you know, him talking and everything, having his son on deck. And then the tide changed. Alexander Volkanovski took the title. Then, for a point in time, Dominique Cruz was there at the bantamweight division, 135 pounds. And then you had a switching of the titles from freaking Cody Garbrandt to TJ Dillashaw. Then TJ Dillashaw was placed in a predicament where the UFC wanted him to step down and face Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo was at 125 at the time, right? So what did Henry Cejudo do? Henry Cejudo went out there in the first round and knocked out TJ Dillashaw at a flyweight bout. At a flyweight bout. Not only did he knock him out, but TJ popped positive. He popped positive and was suspended from the sport. So he had to vacate the title. Pretty much they stripped it from him. He had to vacate the title. So what Triple C do? Triple C being the Olympic gold medalist, you know what I'm saying, at a flyweight, the man went up here to the bantamweight division and fought for the vacant title. He fought a fight that I say, you know what? This is gonna be a damn good test for Henry Cejudo. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know he can wrestle. He has the Olympic pedigree, but he went in there and changed up the game plan. It was almost similar, real talk, because I love doing comparisons, right? It was almost similar to the Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier fight. How Stipe Miocic started going to the body and started slowing Daniel Cormier down that was pressing. Yeah, this was somewhat the same in Henry Cejudo and Marlon Moraes, man. At that one given time, I think it was in the third round, at that one point in the round, you can actually see Henry Cejudo switch up the game plan and start digging to the body. He wasn't worried about the kicks. You know, he had pretty good distance, pretty decent defense, and he was able to get out the way. But, you know, he broke down Moraes with the body shots and became the bantamweight champion, world champion. That was champ, right? He gets to a point where he says, I'll defend it. He goes in there with Dominique Cruz and he stops him in the first round. It wasn't even a flying knee. It was just a knee counter. You know what I'm saying? It's just a knee counter. Very well timed. Or I put Dominique in a bad position, stopped him, right? He retires from the sport. That's when Peter Yan comes in and fight Jose Aldo. Peter Yan wins. And now we come full circle back to Aljamain Sterling. I think it's his time, people. I really think Aljamain Sterling get this shit done. I really believe he gets it done, to be honest. I truly believe that. It's his time to step up, go in there, and make this shit happen. And if he doesn't, I think it'll be via, you know, what can I say? Let me see. You know, being outworked on the feet. That's the only thing I can say. I don't see Peter Yan knocking Aljamain Sterling out from kicks, even though he has some solid kicks, but his stand-up game, takedown defense is pretty solid. So I'm looking at this matchup. I think Aljamain is he has a plus on the wrestling side of the house, his jiu-jitsu. But then again, you have Peter Yan, pretty decent takedown defense, decent on the ground himself, but like to stand up. I have to, you know, give the edge to Aljamain Sterling in here against Peter Yan. You know, like, I thought at one point in time that Alexander Volkanovski would lose to Max Holloway. I was like, I think Max is that much better. And he's gotten to a point where he's defeated Max Holloway twice, man. This is mixed martial arts. You know what I'm saying? This is mixed martial arts. Anything can happen. The lioness herself, Amanda Nunes, man, we all know how she got there. You know, she's pretty much You defeated my girl Valentina Shevchenko twice. Valentina Shevchenko is the current flyweight champion. Excuse me, I'm drinking my Fuji water. See? All natural. So you take Amanda Nunes, right? Who pretty much have big wins over Holly Holmes, Valentina Shevchenko, Ronda Rousey. Man, the list goes on. The list goes on and on. She is indeed the lioness. She is the bantamweight champion and the featherweight champion. We saw what she did to Chris Cyborg. It was a demolition. I'm not going to lie, it's a demolition. But like I always tell people, Chris Cyborg wasn't looking to sustain her career in the UFC. So whether she wanted to fight her ass off and retain her title, I'm going to say hell no, she didn't. She wanted out. So she can go to Bellator. She got an immediate title shot, and she's champion again. And she's looking much better. Like, she's really doing a lot more promo and everything else. But anyway, Amanda Nunes is still the champ in 2 divisions. Her opponent, Megan Anderson, she's a big girl, man. Tall. I mean, I'm surprised she's able to make this weight. Is she going to be able to give Amanda Nunes a match that she can remember? It's not like Nunes haven't been beat, but it's been a long time since she's faced defeat. Obviously, she hasn't lost her titles. So for Megan Anderson to go in there, man, I just think, I see Amanda Nunes breaking her down by the 3rd. She just don't have the all-around skill set to go in there and compete with the lioness. She's a big, tall fighter. I mean, you look at her outside of the cage, you like, man, she looks tough. She's all inked up and everything. But when it comes to fighting, I would say absolutely she's not on Amanda Nunes' level. And a fight like this, it would have been great if the female fights, Amanda Nunes fight could have lived up to the quality of the bantamweight fight and the light heavyweight fight. It's a female fight that's in the middle. It's a 3 championship bout on the card, 3 championship bouts, right? But the female, fight falls a little short, even though it's not due to Amanda Nunes. It's just due to her, competition to make this an absolute fire card. Like, let's just say, for instance, if Valentina Shevchenko was the one that she was fighting, this card would be super duper fire. I'm talking about an inferno. It is fire, but you have that little, what I'm saying? That little fizz, that little, where the charcoal starts to, smolder down and just smoke, that's what you're going to get a little bit from the bantamweight fight. I think it's still going to be good, but I don't think it's going to compare to the light heavyweight main event and then the bantamweight bout. I don't think it's not going to come nowhere close. For Israel Adesanya, man, he hasn't lost since he's been in the UFC. He's a warrior, man. He's one of the best to ever do it right now. Like I said before, this fight right here with him picking up this light heavyweight title will be something John Jones has never did since he's been in the UFC. He's never held a championship in another division thus far in his career. But he has held the light heavyweight title for an extensive amount of time. Take away the suspensions, you can look at a decade. It was a point in time where, fighters just went in there to contend with John Jones. They wasn't planning on beating him. They didn't know how to beat him. They just know he was that guy. With Israel Adesanya, the beef between him and John Jones has been brewing. It's been boiling over for quite some time. I said this a while ago. I said, I forgot what live it was, but I told you Adesanya was going to move up and it was going to be quick. It was going to be quick. He was going to move up and face Juan Blachowicz, and Blachowicz may not even have a title defense when Israel Adesanya move up and face him. And sure enough, Adesanya came off his last win. And what do we have? Juan Blachowicz beat Dominic Cruz for the vacant title of John Jones, which vacated it. Now we getting Israel Adesanya and Juan Blachowicz, and the man hasn't even defended the title. He hasn't even defended his title yet, dog. That's kind of disrespectful. But when it comes down to some fighters, man, Dana White is really pushing Israel Adesanya. I told you this a long time ago, y'all. He's pushing for an Adesanya John Jones fight. Period. He's pushing for it. When you have the star power, when you have the star power, Dana White is going to do the best he can to make money. He's going to allow you to make money, and he's definitely going to benefit himself from making money. So right now, you look at Israel Adesanya. He's what Conor McGregor used to be back in the day. Seriously. He just don't have that bravado, that Irish bravado like Conor. He just don't have that super machismo that lights the fire on the people that say, yeah, I want to hear Conor McGregor talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? But he's getting there. He's getting there. Like I said before, Adesanya goes in here with a tough fight with Juan Blachowicz, who defeated Dominic Cruz, who, in my opinion, had a very solid showing against John Jones. I thought he won 3-2. After that fight, John Jones said, you know what, I'm vacating the title, man. I'm moving up. So he's semi-retired right now. And from what I'm hearing, he's going to face the winner of Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou. As you all heard before, you know, Francis Ngannou was this big, huge power puncher. Oh, he hits harder than Mike Tyson. And Stipe Miocic went in there and used that against him. Used his over-aggression against him. Was defensive. I mean, very elusive. He did everything good that night. And he defeated Francis Ngannou. So it took him a while to come back to this spot. But now Francis Ngannou goes back in there with Stipe Miocic to try to get it done in the rematch. Who do I want to win? Or who I believe is going to win? I myself being on the level that he's been on, right? Stipe Miocic with DC. We're talking about two people who out of nowhere fought a trilogy, y'all. I mean, out of nowhere, they fought a trilogy. Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier, a.k.a. DC. They end up fighting a trilogy. This is what was supposed to happen between DC and John Jones, but John Jones defeated DC twice. And though the second rematch with John Jones and DC was considered a no contest because John Jones fought positive, still, people start saying he can't beat John Jones. So when DC moved up to face Stipe Miocic while he was the champion, they reinstate the belt. He goes up and fights Stipe Miocic and knock him out in the first round. Unfucking believable. He's a shorter fighter. Stipe had the wrong game plan, kind of underestimate DC inside clinch game, really wasn't worried about the dirty boxing, and DC clipped him with a right hook, knocked him out cold. Stipe Miocic, the fireman, came back. He said, I got unfinished business. I'm walking in this bitch and representing. He stops DC, changed it up and started going to the body. Exact same thing, man, that I said him and Cejudo did to Marlon Moraes. He gets his belt back. They have a trilogy. No different sides of the street. None of this shit. Let's get the motherfucker done, y'all. Let's get the shit done. Boom. They go in there and he stops DC again. This turned into an amazing trilogy, y'all. Seriously, that shit came out of nowhere. I wish it would happen like that for boxing. If we could just have a trilogy pop out of nowhere and blossom the way that Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier did. Real talk. King Mitch in the building. What's good? Salute to you. Even salute. What's good? Everyone in the live chat pulling up. I appreciate you. So, I look at this this matchup with the bigger Juan Blachowicz against this skinny kickboxer, striker, lethal assassin in Israel Adesanya, aka the style bender. and everybody is looking at them stylistically. One being this big dude with power, Israel Adesanya. You know, the biggest person I'll say that he fought at middleweight, I will have to say it was Yoel Romero, right? And that was one of the worst middleweight fights I've ever seen in my life. He pretty much ran. He didn't do too much. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if he was nursing an injury or any of that, right? But he's definitely going in there at 205 and fighting a bigger guy. Not as quick as he is, but this matchup is very intriguing, man, because Juan Blachowicz, in my opinion, I believe he can knock Israel Adesanya out. I truly believe it. I truly believe it. But I have to admit something. Israel Adesanya has proved me wrong several times. I have betted against Israel Adesanya before he was even due to face Robert Whittaker. I was like, he's not going to become champion. He's going to take a loss before he becomes champion. He's not that good. I don't see anything truly special. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy. And I say, okay, that proves my point right there with Yoel Romero. It proves my point. Boring, right? And then he went in there and put a halt to Kelvin Gastelum. I was like, shit, this dude might be for real. And then he went in there and knocked out Robert Whittaker. I was like, fuck. You know, this dude actually became champion. Okay. All right. You know, he's for real. All right, cool. You know, Yoel Romero, you know, that fight was what it was. Never be in my top 20 anything, 25, none of that shit. But him facing Juan Blachowicz, his range and distance is going to be applicable. It's going to be very much important for him to fight a smart fight against Juan Blachowicz, who's a true light heavyweight, big dude. But Israel Adesanya have to show him his love, man. Like he has proven that he can adapt with different styles. He has proven that his skill set and range and his kickboxing pedigree is to be respected. He has proven that. Seriously, he has proven that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's been knocked out before in his kickboxing career, but he hasn't lost since he's been in the UFC. It just some tells me that if Juan Blachowicz cardio isn't the way it should be, because he didn't go the entire 5 rounds with Dominick Cruz the way Dominick Cruz fought John Jones. I think if Dominick Cruz would have been in shape and gave the pressure that he gave to John Jones, possibly it would have been a different fight. But he took this fight. He took the fight with Juan Blachowicz in 6 weeks? 3 weeks. Might have been 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I think he got 3 weeks notice, man. And he wasn't happy about that shit. Something tells me that Juan Blachowicz, if you touch him on the chin, Adesanya may be going night-night. And then on Adesanya's part, the style bender, man, he's proven me wrong 3 times already. It might be a boring fight. Seriously. It might be a boring fight with Israel Adesanya. I'm serious, man. Listen to what I'm telling you. This might be a boring fight. This might be a fight where Adesanya attempts to take this to the mid to later rounds, play it safe in the beginning, and understand he's in there with a big guy with power, and he's going to try to damn kick him. You know, he's going to try to land those low calf kicks or thigh kicks, slow Blachowicz down. If Blachowicz start to limp, just like Conor McGregor was doing, because that's a thing now. That's what's amazing about the muddy flats, right? Is that the sport continues to evolve with different type of techniques that really ain't new to the game, but now somebody has found a way that they're 100% effective in dismantling and slowing down your opponent in order for you to work on collateral offensive strategies that you may have, you know, such as punches, kicks, setting up shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, Dustin Poirier was able to land those low calf kicks to slow Conor McGregor down, which that allowed him to get closer and land his power shots. When you're stationary and you can't move, and you can't, be as defensive as you want to be, you're going to get caught. So I'm curious to know if that's going to be the plan with Adesanya. Try to light him up with some kicks first, right? Light him up with some kicks and slow him down and be very cautious about getting on the inside. If he comes on the inside, it's probably going to be a teep kick, thigh, lower calf kick. Then he's going to put his punches together. You might start, you might see him, throw that jab and then try to come over the top with a kick. That's a funny thing about mixed martial arts. Like, you throw a combination with the hands and you think it's over like boxing, but yet you got to defend either the takedown. You have to defend a spinning technique if they decide to do a spinning technique, execute a spinning technique with the hands or the feet, or in general, when, you might be complacent and they throw a combination and then hit you with an elbow. So you go from range to being hit with an elbow. It can be a vertical elbow. I mean, it really doesn't matter, man. A flying knee. It's so many motherfucking weapons when you start to get tired. Israel Adesanya has that arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Just like John Jones, he has that arsenal. Switch it up. He throw a combination. He might go in there with a spinning elbow, spinning back fist. It doesn't matter with him. Do I see him taking Juan Blachowicz down? I don't see that shit happening in the first 3 rounds. If he's able to get in close on Juan Blachowicz in the first part of the fight, I'll be like, damn, what the fuck are you thinking, Juan? How you let this little dude from middleweight come up here and take you down in the early rounds when you're dry and you're fresh? Now I'm questioning, your heart, because the one that should be pushing the pace. Let's say this per se. Let's say Juan Blachowicz pushing the pace on Adesanya to close distance. Adesanya is a pretty decent counterpuncher. So Blachowicz definitely has to be very vigilant when trying to go through that front door of Adesanya so he won't get caught. That can be with a flying knee, punch, elbow. It don't make a difference. But if he's the aggressor, yeah, he definitely has to be wary of the counterpunching ability and cage IQ of Israel Adesanya. Seriously, dude was a kickboxer. I mean, he was built for this, but it's just a part of me that's seeing him fight Yoel Romero. It just was it was underwhelming. Like, it was a little bit of, I don't want to use the B word. I don't want to say the bitch assness or whatever. But he fought like that, like he fought very safe. He fought like, I don't want to be Chris Weidman. You know what I'm saying? It's looked like sometimes he act like he don't give a fuck about being knocked out. And then other times he do. Like when he get touched up, he really gets touched up. If the person had enough cardio to finish it, I believe they could have finished Adesanya. But his warrior spirit, he got touched up, he returned fire and got the job done. So I don't know. That's a hard one, man. I just don't ride with Adesanya moving up. He's undefeated. Juan Blachowicz has 8 defeats. Adesanya's going to go up there and take the belt. Smarter fighter, Adesanya. If I'm going off wit, smarts, if I'm going off technical cachet, I'm going Adesanya. He's truly more technically inclined than Juan Blachowicz. Absolutely. Power, size, Of course, Juan Blachowicz. He's fighting 205. And his jiu-jitsu game is pretty decent. So that's why I'm going to be a bit befuddled if Adesanya takes Blachowicz down in the early rounds when he's still dry. So I'm just not sold on Blachowicz. Seriously, I'm not sold on him. I can't give Blachowicz the deal, the check mark, the blue check, as they call it. I can't give him the blue check because it's been some times where I was like, he don't have that next gear, that next level of dominance and shit like that. So I'm going for Adesanya in this fight. It could potentially be a 5-round decision. I'm going for Israel Adesanya because, look, when I'm breaking down, the fights he had in the past, you can go all the way from Vinatieri, Tavares. You can bring in there Kelvin Gastelum, Robert Whittaker. I mean, it's just so many. I don't even want to talk about Yoel Romero, but when you talk about the fights he had, he's improved in every last one of them. He fought them different, so he does have the ability to change up his fight plan. So I have to respect him for that. You know what I'm saying? I have to give him a salute. I was like, dude can change up his fight plan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with Izzy, the style bender, in the main event. I'm going with Amanda Nunes, period. I don't see no upset in that. I don't see Megan Anderson, as big as she is, pressing Nunes up against the cage, taking her down. Nunes has solid jiu-jitsu game. Her hands are lethal. She's an all-around striker. She's no joke. She's indeed the lioness. She gets the job done. I think she might even stop Megan Anderson in the 3rd or 4th round. This is 5 minutes, 5 rounds for all of these fights. From Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling, Amanda Nunes, and Megan Anderson, and also the main event, Israel Adesanya and Juan Blachowicz. All of them, 5 rounds, 5 minutes apiece. So if it's any fight you're looking at this weekend and you have to pay for it, I don't even have to finish. It got to be UFC 259. J8 in the building. Salute to you, bro. It has to be UFC 259. Now, I know some people are going to be out there. What about Clarissa Shields and Marie Decard? Hey, listen, salute to both of those ladies. Salute to both of them. It's a big deal. When it comes to the history of the sport, what Clarissa Shields is about to do, it's phenomenal. I mean, listen, I talk about bravado in the sport all the time. It's needed. I really don't get on how a person act unless they're egotistical, arrogant, pompous, whatever, belligerent for no damn reason and stuck the fuck up. I kind of get that from Clarissa. I'm not gonna lie to you. But like I said, her bravado and what she's been able to accomplish, she can talk her shit. She was at the press conference and she said, referred to her no longer as T-Rex, but Clarissa Shields. And listen, she's been pushing this tag, this handle for a while. And if you asking me, do she have a right? She has a right, man. Like, you can't stop it. Is her competition the best? It's always going to be okay competition when it comes to across the board, the depth of the women's boxing. But at the end of the day, Flint, Michigan, stand up. Clarissa Shields going in here against a 17-year-old Marie Decard. And I'm going to be honest with you. Both of these women aren't knockout artists. You know, Decard has 0. And Clarissa has 2. But it's going to come down to pure boxing. And we all know Clarissa Shields can box. Marie Decard can box. Both of them can box. I give the edge of quickness to Clarissa Shields, period. She's more quick. She's a much quicker fighter, more sharper in my opinion. And for them to go to 10 rounds, you know how the women's 10 rounds are. They 2 minutes apiece, first of all, and then they go in 10 rounds. I see Clarissa Shields clearly. Look, unless she got caught slipping like she did with Hannah Gabriel, and Hannah hit her with that right uppercut and dropped her, and her mouthpiece, come trotting almost to the ringside. I see her winning via unanimous decision and unifying. And I mean, You can't take the gold away from her. She tells people all the time, I just wish she had a better attitude. Seriously. You know, Clarissa, if you're looking, if you're watching, salute to you for World Combat Sports. You know, you're doing your thing. But I really don't know what is it between you and I never quite understood that the day that I seen you at the MGM Grand. I just don't know, because I never met you a day in my life. Maybe I was looking, I don't know, maybe I had the shades on indoors. I don't fucking know. But, you know, I gave you the respect. You walked away, whatever, your manager. I don't know what the fuck. I'm not going to sit up here and argue with her about nothing. I tried to get an interview out of respect, and it is what it is. I'm done. I'm not kissing nobody's ass over and over again for an interview. It's just not going to happen. But I do give her respect in the boxing game. You know what I'm saying? The boxing game, she's about to make history. I respect her as one of the best female fighters to ever do it. And that's fact. It's fact. She going for her 11th professional win, and I truly believe that she'll get it, versus Marie Dakari, and that's that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But what are the combat sport fans, what are they going to be paying attention to this weekend? What are they going to be looking forward to see? UFC 259, period. Now, if you got the change in your stimulus check, if you flip your stimulus check over and you got some extra cash in there, people gonna say, okay, I'm gonna buy freaking Clarissa Shields and you know, UFC 259. I'm gonna buy both of those fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna check them out, because it's really fucked up that she has to compete. This rarely happens. A women's PPV, but yet you're going up against a monster. Like, you got a monster. The UFC is a monster. UFC 259, 3 championship fights, and you got some hitters on the prelims. Monsters. Shout out to DC. I know a lot of y'all was talking about Dominique Cruz, one of the best bantamweight champions ever in the sport. Man, he's on the prelims. And look, shit like this happened. The only reason Dominique Cruz is on the prelims because, first of all, he's had a long hiatus from injuries, and then turn back around. He comes back to the sport, and it really doesn't work out for him. You know, Henry Cejudo shut him down. So he's a corporate guy with the UFC. I don't know if he's still a little bit injured. So healing, and he want to get back in there with a pretty decent opponent. But at one point in time, I was like, damn, where did Dominique Cruz get that footwork? Nobody footwork can match Dominique Cruz. How he reminds me of Emmanuel Augustus when he took on the Drunken Master. When you see fighters fight, some of them have rhythm, right? And they can do some shit, they can dance, but some of them have to stop and then throw a punch. The ones that really have that groove and that rhythm and fluidity, it's the ones like Emmanuel who can move around, pop, pop. They don't wait to stop. They just hit you with anything while they're in the middle. That's somewhat like Dominique Cruz. Dominique Cruz was able to do his footwork, execute it, move, cut angles, boom, pop, you kick. It didn't matter, man. He can hit you with his hands or his feet. But the sport has evolved. It's amazing. The sport has evolved so much that his footwork is not even an issue no more. Like, people's like, okay, they have different metrics to continue to help mixed martial arts evolve. It was a point in time when fighters went to the ground, the fighter that was on the bottom put their opponent that was in top position in the closed guard. That's the only way they knew how to restrain their opponent. Oh shit, what do I do? Now you have motherfuckers going for 50-50s. They have butterfly guards. They won't even lock up. They won't even close up the guard. They keep it open so they can move, switch the hips out, shrimp out, whatever you want to do, man. Base. They find a way to get back to their feet. They find a way to set up a submission. They find a way to inflict damage from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You rarely see people putting their opponent in a closed guard. Rarely. It came leaps and bounds. Juan is no joke. He would have the power advantage, in my opinion. I agree. Izzy got too many tools, though. One kind of stiff and robotic. Yeah, one is a bigger fighter. He has power with that robotic movement of his. He's gonna have to do something different, man. He's gonna have to stay close to Adesanya. Why? Because just to wear him down. See, some people say, okay, just stay on the outside. Like, you can't take the approach to boxing. Even in boxing, let's just say, for instance, Robert Easter and Ryan Martin's fight that just happened. When Robert Easter chose to come into the front door and sit in, his living room and play, that inside dirty boxing game with Ryan Martin was comfortable. Tuck his chin, and he was just going to the body, uppercut, blah, blah, blah. But then Robert Easter's corner, Michael Stafford and them, they were saying, why are you making the fight hard? Just stay on the outside and box this guy. Body head, whatever you want to do, switch that shit up. And he made an easy fight. The one thing about Juan Blachowicz getting in close to Adesanya is mixed martial arts. So when he get in close, he has to make sure he wears Adesanya down, make him work for that to stop the takedown. Head fighting. It's a lot of head fighting that goes in. That's very important when you get your opponent up against the cage. You put their head right in their jaw, man, make them uncomfortable. And then you fight for underhooks. You know what I'm saying? You hand fighting that goes on. You might see some foot stomps, some knees on the inside, and then you see some people who actually dirty box on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is 4-ounce gloves, people. So the one good thing about mixed martial arts, you don't really see people winding up and whipping to the body when they're in the clinch. So if one hand is tied up and they have it around their opponent, you might try to see them step off, get head placement, get a feeling for where their opponent at, and then come across with an elbow, a slicing elbow. They'll try to do anything to cut their opponent open, something like that. Or better yet, they'll just keep on pressing them up against the cage, get their hands locked, pull the hips out, get the takedown, and work their G and P from there. However it works. But remember one thing, just because an opponent does not just say they get in close, they're able to lock up, and they're not able to get the takedown. It's still, according to how long they have them up against the cage, it still degrades the strength of that individual who was defending the takedown. Like, for instance, Khabib, that's how he tires his opponents out. He press, and then his opponent give. Boom. Sit him down, and then he goes to work. That's what Juan is going to have to do. He's the bigger fighter. Press him up against the cage. Use that, make him use up all that energy. He's a bigger fighter. Make him wear that weight. See if it works out in the third round. Israel Adesanya may not be as strong in the third round. But guess what? Blachowicz is going to have that cardio too. Or else he's going to get in the fourth or fifth round. He's going to be dead ass tired. And now Adesanya is going to be up there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's going to say, all that work you did is, you fucked up. You know how Adesanya talk. You fucked up. My turn now. You know what I'm saying? So he might get knocked out in the later rounds, man. Izzy got too many tools, though. One kind of stiff and robotic. I think fight of the night will be Yoel versus Sterling. Absolutely. It's going to be one. Absolutely. That fight may not go past the third round, to be honest. Seriously. Aljamain Sterling, he still remembers him getting knocked out. Aljamain Sterling is not trying to become a Joseph Benavidez. He's not trying to become a Nate Diaz. He's not trying to become a Cowboy Cerrone, a Nick Diaz, Kurt Pellegrino. He's not trying to become, what's the kid's name? The Carpenter Guido. He's not trying to become these fighters who are very good, but not good enough to win a title. I'm not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to be that guy, man, that has been up there to the big stage and they're not able to get it done. He wants that title, man. And it's now or never. This weekend is now or never, bro. It's now or never. He has to get it done. He doesn't want to become the Uriah Faber. Like I know before you even say anything, like I know people saying, well, Uriah Faber was a WEC. Yes, he was. But once the UFC, pretty much shut down the WEC, some of those titles was ushered over for a title shot and had the opportunity to have a title shot to begin to punch start the division over here in the UFC. And Uriah Faber never. I mean, he had maybe 5 or 6 championship tries. He never was able to cross over and to become champion. And just think about this. Dominique Cruz, who he submitted over in WEC via guillotine, right? Dominique Cruz comes over to the UFC and becomes champion several times. But Uriah Faber has never been able to step up like that. But anyway, Aljamain Sterling, Funk Master, man, he's going to be very, very funky this weekend. I'm going for Aljamain Sterling, period. I'm going for Aljamain Sterling, real talk. Say what you want. I'm going for Aljamain Sterling to get the shit done. Hopefully that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. If you already know, apologize for last night. I was supposed to have an interview with Teofimo Lopez with the fighters and everything, being in camp. Shit happens, man. Sometimes they can make it happen. Sometimes they can't. I'm not sweating it. If it comes back around, it comes back around. But first and foremost, I understand the rigors and the training regime they have to go through. So, let them go get their work done, whatever. If the interview presents itself again, cool. It is what it is. I'm there. So that's why I kept pushing back the time. I really want to, get that interview. But listen, look, check this out. With World Combat Sports, right? It'll grow how it grow, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people truly believe that online is everything. It is for some people. It's people that's online making really good money doing this. But at no time will I have to. I don't have to. I don't have to be on here every day and ask for super chats. Like I say all the time, like if you're going to donate to the channel, you're going to donate to the channel. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful. I'm not rich. I'm not. But I'm blessed enough to say, I don't have to stay in the seat every day. But peep this out though. Sometimes when it comes to interviews, some of these fighters will be like, well, I want to go over here because they feel that the reach is the way it's supposed to. And I also tell you, there's a lot of people out here paying for freaking views and subscribers. And people latch on to, oh my God, they have so many people tuned in. I say, bro, if you're looking at, if they got 200 or 300 people tuned in, but you only see 30 in the motherfucking live chat, what does that tell you? I say it all the time. You see 30 people in the live chat, but yet you have 300 people tuned in. Okay, it is what it is. I want y'all to respect me for what I do when I do come on here and talk this boxing and MMA. I see a lot more channels are attempting to talk boxing and MMA, but it was only one that was really doing it and still is, to the point where, I know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to mixed martial arts, not just with Bellator. I just don't cover mixed martial arts on a daily basis, man. Boxing is a much bigger sport. It's hard to consistently talk about mixed martial arts and boxing. But anyway, it's All-Star Weekend down here in the A. So to be honest with you, I'm gonna definitely be in the streets trying to get this coverage. You know, I just did an interview, a one-on-one with Trevor Bryant that's down here on a tour. You know, the WBA heavyweight champion, the same one who fought Don King fighter, the same one who fought, you know, Bermane Stiverne, the former WBC heavyweight champion, and he stopped him in the 11th round. Had an awesome time chopping it up with him. Shout out to Sean 808, one of the OGs down here. Appreciate you, my brother. You know, good looking out. You know, just try to surround yourself in this media game with people. It's a lot more that go on off screen. Like a lot of these regions are opening back up. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like I'm going to be on here when I can. But I'm more so, man, I like, you know, being multitasker. You know what I'm saying? You know, using my freaking camera. You see a lot of people, they can do this over here, but can they go shoot a fight? Can you go actually shoot a fight? Do you know how to shoot a fight? Do you know what's needed to shoot fighters that people don't know? You know, provide the stills and the photography of a fighter that's internal to a fight. You know, check out my YouTube page. I mean, my Facebook page. Check out some of the pictures that I've taken on amateur and professional level. I'm just trying to be a lot more productive than being on here talking about the sport. I want to go out here in the field, in the trenches, you know, do the on-site interviews, photography, you know, and whatever my journalistic skills take me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all support. Just continue to support your boy. I appreciate you, you know. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm definitely trying to switch up when it comes to the photography and shit like that. I'm trying to switch up and outside of the genre of just sports and kind of home in my my photography when it comes to lens in the moment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I don't make, maybe I need to start making videos of the boxing stills that I was able to do doing this particular fight, make it into a video and post it on YouTube so people can actually see the work. The good thing I like about it is that the fighters are happy about the pictures. When I see my pictures floating around out here, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I mean, listen, if you're not paying for the pictures per still, I mean, you can't complain about World Combat Sports being on the bottom of them. But what do I like about the fighters who understands the hard work is that they give you a shout out. They'll tag you in the picture and they give you a shout out. They say, hey, salute the World Combat Sports for the pics. You know, you go on my IG, you can check out some of my pics that I took too. I want you to really start paying attention to the outside game. You know what I'm saying? Outside this right here. Pay attention. It's not easy. It's not easy to go out here and take pictures of fighters that's not on the highest level, because I actually can say that I've shot on Top Rank in Showtime. I did. I actually have the glass. Like I don't even execute, like I don't even sit up here and talk about photography. Like I see cats on here on YouTube, they're doing photography videos. They got, man, umpteen amount of videos. And I was like, shit, I never really fuck around on the photography side of the house and do a live on it. Photography is just amazing. I wish I would have really been into it way back when. You know what I'm saying? But, man, let me show y'all something. Check this baby out right here. This is a 7D Canon 2470. That's a beauty. This is my main baby that I shoot with at fights. I know it may not mean a lot. You know, you got the long shoulder strap on it for the mobility where you can actually shoot while the camera is around your shoulder. But this right here, man, when it comes to boxing, it just takes you to another level because you have to really know how to shoot. Not only do you have to know how to shoot, but you have to know how to shoot on manual. Manual. Now, peep this out, though. And peep this out. You have to be able to purchase your own glass and know what you're purchasing. Look at this big boy right here. I can sit up in the stands and shoot with this. I can sit up in the stands and zoom in. Like, just say, for instance, my Caleb Plant and Vincent Fegan boots. I was sitting up in the stands. You know what I'm saying? This is an amazing 70 by 200 piece of glass right here. And believe it or not, people, look, this is the hood. This is the hood. You put that on like that. And that's what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? And you really have to know what you're doing as far as look at all the components on here. Stabilizer, AFMF. AFMF stands for automatic focus, manual focus. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want the stabilized mode in 1 or 2. I mean, it's really a nice, expensive piece of glass to work with. And you don't even want to know the cost. But that's what you got to invest in if you want to like explore different areas to your media game. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I don't go nowhere without this. I can shoot a pimple on an ant's ass, goddammit. And check this out, though. Let me show you this. You have to have more than one camera body. This is my second one. You know what I'm saying? You got to have more than one camera body. This is another Canon. Hold on for a second. This is another camera body. You know, I'm sitting over here with a 50 millimeter on it. 50 millimeter lens. For those of you that know. Just a simple 80D. Do my recording on it most of the time. And when you hear photographers talk about glass, this is the glass, you know, alternate name lenses, but in photography it's glass. And you definitely have to have more than one camera body to do your work. Seriously, you can use one for recording, have it set up for recording, and you can have the other one for taking stills. So, of course, it requires a lot more essentials to it. You got to get extra batteries. You got, if you are one of those individuals that like just recording and not taking stills, you can set up a rig, purchase your rig, set your camera on it, adjust it. They're doing a lot of video recording with the gimbal. You see a lot of recording with the gimbal, like it's a post, you know, and everything else. Electronically, you set your camera on top and you can record from the bottom, move it all around. It stabilizes your camera. You don't get that irky jerky motion going on to it. But yeah, man. But back to the sport though. I'm just going to touch on the Vasyl Lomachenko. This is the last topic I'm going to talk on, the Vasyl Lomachenko and Devin Haney situation. I just want to see a fight. Real talk. I just want to see a fight because right now Lomachenko is still on the pound for pound list with no belts. All right. I've been saying for the ever and a day, it's time for Devin Haney to step up and fight an opponent like Nakatani or Vasyl Lomachenko. I'm not going to digress with that, nor do I care to hear them talk in social media. I don't give a fuck about all that because it's too much of that going on in the first place. When I talk about Teofimo Lopez, man, he kept his shit. I'm going to tell you how shit has divided, right? Let me tell you how shit has been divided with the first meeting that I knew that was important. the meeting that a lot of people tune into, the Fred from Barbershop Conversations recorded, I have the same footage. I was right behind him. I just didn't get in his way. I was chilling. And I was already talking to Teofimo Lopez before, he walked over to Devin Haney. So when they met, you can see the conversation going back and forth. They talking about sparring and this, that, and the other. But what I like is that, Teofimo wasn't too much talking about what he didn't have yet. Like, Devin Haney was pretty much talking about his finances. He make more than T.O. and T.O. was like, he would kind of give him, all right, they was talking this shit initially about sparring. Still, that was light when it came to T.O. People was like, oh, T.O. didn't have that same energy. I was there. He didn't have any less energy. Like, T.O. was there chilling. He had on black pants and a black jacket and a baseball cap. He wasn't dressed down in Gucci and shit like that. He was just chilling. And Devin Haney was chilling. He was both of them was on the floor. So when it comes to full, right now, right here in the reality of it all, who has done more? Teofimo Lopez. Absolutely. Teofimo Lopez has done more than Devin Haney, period. I can really give a damn what my people, black people, think about my lack of support for Devin Haney. It's not a lack of support in general that I'm not saying he don't have boxing skills. It's just a lack of support ever since I said that he was third in the lightweight division. It proves, look, how can you come my way with threats and talk shit when everybody else on the ranking system is saying the same thing I said? I said the same thing. They had him fourth. Well, you running up to their motherfucking window and saying, oh, man, that's bitch ass move right there. That's fucked up. You're a sellout. How? You wasn't running up to the sanctioning bodies. So, nigga, back your ass the fuck up and shut up. Because when I said he was ranked third as a lightweight, it was a problem. But then you turn back around and the sanctioning bodies is saying the same fucking thing. They have him ranked fourth, fifth. You know what I'm saying? Are you running up to their people and talking shit? No, you ain't. You're not doing it. How can we sit up here and say we hardcore boxing fans and then turn around and act like you don't want to hear the truth? If the man resume is suspect and subpar and marginal, don't be afraid to say it. Just because his pops, visit, people whenever he feel like it. You can't sit up here and talk about dick riders when every time, Bill's around, motherfuckers kissing ass. I ain't do the shit. He ain't never pulled up on me on my channel. But when he did take the opportunity to come over and say what he had to say, it didn't do anything. It was what it was. It was to be expected. He's defending his son. You know what I'm saying? But his son need to fight somebody. Period. It's nothing personal with me and the Haneys. I'm just talking boxing the way it is. Period. That's just my opinion. Devin Haney, if you see the sanctioning bodies saying the same shit I said, this is how it all started when I said he's third. I had Teofimo Lopez, Vasil Lomachenko, and I had him third. And motherfuckers want to be bitches about it. So when it comes down to now and seeing all these sanctioning bodies, especially the WBC, rank him the way they do, how can you be mad at me? You can't. The only reason you're mad at me because some of y'all might look at the black skin and say, oh, he's an easy target for all of us to band together that's supporting Hany. I think that's some fuckboy shit, really. Because when it comes to boxing, and you saying that you hardcore fans, right? So you expect the motherfucker not to speak up? So you'll hear everybody else give criticism to Devin Haney's resume, but World Combat Sports do it. I'm hating. I'm not hating. I'm telling you what everybody else see. I'm telling you, you need to fight somebody. I'm telling you, the Nakatani, Comey, and Lomachenko don't even come anywhere close to Devin Haney's resume, period. Y'all act like y'all scared to speak your opinion about a fighter, but yet you say what? Hey, man, Devin Haney do this. Put your money on it. Put your money. I hope Devin Haney fight Lomachenko. I hope Devin Haney goes in here and defeats Lomachenko. See, a true hater would say, well, for me, a true hater would be like, well, I was going for Teofimo Lopez to defeat Lomachenko because I don't like Lomachenko. But then turn around, if I was truly hating on Devin Haney, I would say, man, I hope Lomachenko, who I don't support, I never supported Lomachenko. I hope he go ahead and knock out Devin Haney. That's hating ass shit right there. But I truly hope that Devin Haney goes in here and defeat Lomachenko. Not only for his career, but so he can possibly get the fight with Teofimo Lopez. Because now he would have had a good name and a common opponent on his resume to urge this fight even closer with Teofimo Lopez. That's real talk. So those of you to be in my inbox, shut the fuck up. I don't give a damn about any of that shit when you talk about what I got to say about any boxer out here, especially Devin Haney. It ain't no hate. I'm just telling you, period. Now, I ain't kissing, I ain't puckering up my ass cheeks because his pops show up. You know what I'm saying? Many people have told him the same thing. Don't use this, we black shit and then try to act like, oh, it's time to demasculize your ass. It's time to treat you like you're inferior. Fuck that shit. He needs to fight for Lomachenko if that fight's going to happen. It'll be a credible opponent, and he needs to go in there and beat him. Not do this shutout shit. He needs to go in there and get it in. He needs to demand that respect from Vasyl Lomachenko. I don't like Lomachenko. Real talk, I don't. So if I was a real hater, which that's too much energy for me, I would say, man, I hope Lomachenko knock Hany out. But I want Hany to basically go ahead and win this fight with Lomachenko. I want him to put that on his resume. I really want Devin Haney to go in here and defeat Vasyl Lomachenko. Therefore, his career will have that common opponent. Boom. You got Vasyl Lomachenko. Now we talking. But listen, it brings you closer to the fight Teofimo Lopez, who I believe knock out Devin Haney. Period. Anybody who want to put money on that fight, we can play it like we're gonna do Tonk. We can make the bets, a side bet. We can do whatever you want. I want Devin Haney to beat Lomachenko to get this fight with Teo because I really want people to talk about some different shit when it comes to this boxing talk. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. I believe he can beat Vasyl Lomachenko. I want him to beat Vasyl Lomachenko, period. But I don't think he can beat Teofimo Lopez. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest, man. I want everybody. Look, I want everybody to be around and be in attendance. I don't want you to go nowhere. If you really support these fighters, stop saying, oh, I ain't gonna bet no money on, because you ain't confident. You're not confident. You're not confident. You know damn well you ain't confident. You can get on here all day and say, well, Hany, he ducking Hany, he ducking Hany. But when it comes time for you to bet on your fighter, bet on that motherfucker. When it comes for you to bet on your fighter that you think is going to win, bet on him. Don't say, well, Teo's ducking Hany. He don't want to fight. Teo's doing this, Teo's doing that. Bet on him. Because I don't want to tell you how much money I done made off. It's funny how I can't get that dick riding stamp on Teo. But when it comes to Deontay Wilder, that's when people want to say what they say. But when it comes to Teo, it's like, we don't know what to say. If you confident in your fighter, Devin Haney, going in here defeating Teo, be sure to show up on my live chat and place your bet. If you ain't betting on Devin Haney, that means you don't believe in him and you just want to stunt. You just want to go over here and clout chase on this motherfucking YouTube. You're not confident. Show Bill Hany your loyalty. Bet on his son. Bet on him. Show your loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. I hope they fight. I hope they fight in 2021. I got my receipts of bets I've made. I got my receipts. I don't say no if he lose shit. I don't want to hear that. My mind is over here, but my heart's telling me no. I'm going all the way over here to my fighter. The biggest talk on YouTube right now is Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. I'm so sick and tired of hearing people talk about the same shit. Look, it's gonna be a fucked up 2021, regardless if it's a new president in there. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I'm out here to collect your stimulus checks. That's what I'm here to do. I hope he goes in here and get the fight with Fasil. I do, people, because I want him to fight Teofimo Lopez. I'm not digressing from this shit. None of that. I'm telling you point blank, period. Devin Haney don't beat Teofimo Lopez. It ain't no, I don't think he beats him. I'm not sure. I'm just telling you, boxing wise, talent for talent, skill for skill, he ain't beating Devin. I mean, Devin Haney is not defeating Teofimo Lopez. He ain't. It just comes a time that you're gonna have to wait for a higher division to kind of link back up or something. But at 135, remember I told you, I ain't running from it. If y'all truly support the dream, then be prepared for a nightmare. If you support him, put your money up. Don't be scared. Put your motherfucking money up. Don't sit up here and say, I don't know. It's just so, it's a 50-50. No, fuck all that. My energy stayed the same. I don't care who the fuck you are. My energy is the same. Make the bet. If you believe that Devin Haney is your guy, cool. We can make a bet on the fight, and we can make a side bet like Tonk on if he gets stopped or not. No problem. No problem. King Mitch in the building. What's good? Michael Johnson Boxing Talk. What's good? What they do, folk? What's up? What's up? No belts and 2 losses. Loma still on the list. He's a good fighter, but goddamn. I said the same thing when I seen that he was right next to Lopez. I was saying to myself, okay, they put him right next to Lopez. When does that ever happen? Because for one there, Mitch, you know this. How can Lomachenko be on the list by itself? It wasn't another lightweight fighter on the list, bro. So when it comes for Teofimo Lopez defeating Fasil Lomachenko, who was top 3, he goes on the list because he has all the belts, right? And then they put Lomachenko right beside him. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The man has not one belt. He don't have the lineal. He don't have that ghost lineal title like Tyson Fury. His ass should be off the motherfucking list. So now we are basically awarding fighters like outside of the criteria for which they're on the pound for pound list. So according to your popularity that got you on the pound for pound list, we're going to keep you close by. If your name is popular, if y'all are so-called BFFs, Adesanya, Usyk, Fasil, Lomachenko, they keep these motherfuckers on the damn pound for pound list. It's straight bias, y'all. It's straight bias. The man's not even a damn unified champion anymore. Neither one of them. Adesanya, Usyk's not damn undisputed, and Vasyl Lomachenko lost his belt. Why are they still on the pound for pound list? How is Adesanya Usyk at the heavyweight division and he looked bad against Derek Chisora, but they keep him on the pound for pound list? I don't want to throw that racism card. Don't get something's going wrong. I don't know what it is. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Crawford and Errol Spence, the 2 lone wolves in there. Real talk. The 2 lone wolves in there. How? How is Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, the 2 lone wolves, black fighters, on the freaking pound for pound list? How? How does that work? How's Gennady Golovkin still on the list? Mr. A1 Ducker himself. How's Triple G, Little G on the list? He ain't trying to fight nobody tough. He want to act like, oh, I got my contract or whatever. I ain't trying to fight no Jamal Charlo. No big name, no drama show, no drama. Man, shut the fuck up, man. That's why I never really supported Little G. Full of shit. But y'all stick around, man. Pass the word. Pass the word. I want all these. I won't call them. I don't underscore these names like they love to do on certain fighters, like Dick Riders and fanboys and shit like that. I don't do that. But to all the dedicated, hardcore how you call it, loyalist, you know what I'm saying, followers, just stay close. You know what I'm saying? Stay close. Let's see how shit materializes this year when it comes down to it. And let's see if we're able to get the fights that we want. It's been like a motherfucking roller coaster, has it? It's been like a motherfucking, like a little park ride with all the names that's been floating around here from 2020 to 2021. He needs to jump on one of them. Hany needs to choose. If Linares ain't gonna fight, man, somebody need to fight him. Ryan Garcia out here doing what the fuck you want to do. I hope this bullshit ass social media talk is for real. It does nothing for me. So all of a sudden, Lomachenko want to talk shit to Devin Haney. Devin Haney want to talk shit. Okay, cool. I'm down. Have these motherfuckers fight. I'm down. Style-wise, they match up good. Have them fight. Cool. I'm down. I'll watch. Period. I'm down. I just want the fight to be over with. I really, like I said before, I want Devin Haney to go out here and defeat Vasyl Lomachenko so people can shut up when Teofimo Lopez take his last belt. And I said this before, right? It's going to be fucked up when you get your belt taken and it's back on the market. You get your belt taken and it's back on the market. It's vacated. Like, what do? You don't go back. You don't go back and fight for the belt. How's that going to work? That's something I was going to ask because I know I'm the only one that's really mentioning. Like, what is Teofimo going to do with that extra belt? He's not going to be able to keep it because if he does, he's going to have to face a mandatory periodically. But that's not totally the case. I don't think people be running in line to be his mandatory because we don't see that shit with Devin Haney. I mean, he has mandatories. No one's seen to fight him. Wants to fight him. I mean, hey, I think the same will happen with Teofimo Lopez. I think he can keep that belt, and whoever gets it, it's shaky on whether they will attempt to be that next guy in line to be the mandatory. But like I said before, I don't think he's going to keep that belt. I think he's going to vacate that WBC so he don't have to deal with a WBC mandatory. And then again, he might keep it just so he can wake up in the morning and take some. Hey, I want to be the one to go over there and take the steals of all the belts. Come on, man. That should be epic. The lineal title. Ring, all the motherfucking belts for one night. For one night to have all the freaking belts. For one night. It's only going to happen one way. It's only one way that can happen. And it'll be the first ever that Teofimo wins. It's only one person that can make this happen. Teofimo Lopez wins. Because we all know they're not going to request a franchise. If they request a franchise, y'all channels better be on here on their neck and say, how can you request a franchise when y'all was on here dogging the motherfucking belt out? You can't request a franchise. Team Hany cannot. So therefore, let's exclude them. They're not going to request a franchise. So the only person that can get all these belts together is Tio. That's it. That's the only person. There's nowhere around that. He's the franchise champion. He defeats Devin Haney. He takes his belt. He has all the fucking belts. All last one. We can just stop all this. We can just stop all this coming online saying the same shit, going through BoxRec and talking this. He has a trash resume. It's marginal. He has to fight somebody like Vasyl Lomachenko to change that. I believe it's going to happen, hopefully. I really want him to go in there and give Vasyl Lomachenko his third loss. Really. I want him to go in there and shine, because if he shines and put away and erase that Gamboa's loss, I mean that Gamboa's freaking win, to the point where I was trying to say two things at one time. He lost the interest of people when he said, okay, well, I want the pitcher shutout. He go ahead and erase that performance, right? And he goes in here and have a superb showing against Lomachenko and hand Lomachenko his third loss. It only builds up the fight potentially between him and Teofimo Lopez. I'm rooting for that, because I want this shit to stop. I want us to talk about something else. I hope by then Deontay Wilder is back on the scene, and we could talk about the champ on who he's going to face next. Yeah, by then I really hope either he has his belt back or he's back on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Fighting somebody. Really. In the meantime, while this is going on and he handling his court shit. But for the interim, y'all have an open invitation. And look, it's nothing personal to those of you that's hardcore Hany fans. I get it, bro. I do. I get it. But I don't consider you hardcore if you're not gonna bet on your mans. Bet on your mans. Bet on your mans. If you really truly warm inside, come on. Let's stop bullshitting. Don't get on here and say this and that and allow Bill Haney to come in and say what he's saying and do this and that, but y'all not betting on his son. Y'all not confident. Y'all need to be confident. I'm telling you. Be confident. I don't believe Devin Haney can beat Teofimo Lopez, man. And I truly believe he gets stopped. And the bad thing about it is he might come into the ring with some new running shoes. I don't even think that's going to help. I don't know, because that's the only way I see him really making the fight close, if he makes it boring. Seriously. He don't really want to get in close to that power. Teofimo's power ain't going anywhere. Teofimo's power ain't going nowhere, y'all. I got something else for you that's going to fuck you up. Y'all need to stop putting too much stock in Devin Haney's chin. It's really nothing out there that determine Devin Haney has that chin. We need to see him and Ryan Garcia. They might be in the same freaking company. Him and Ryan Garcia and Amir Khan. We don't know, because when you get a fighter that's fighting on the outside all the time, you really ask yourself, can they box out of adversity? Are they when they really get connected by somebody who has true power, can he box out of adversity? We know Devin Haney can box. You know what I'm saying? He can box. No doubt about it. But how is it going to be? Or basically looking at the Vasyl Lomachenko fight, people say, well, he didn't knock out Vasyl Lomachenko. You're right. You're absolutely right. True words. But Lomachenko and Devin Haney is not the same fighter. It's going to be a different game plan. And the individuals who have better resumes between these two is Teofimo Lopez. And we can actually say that he has knockout power. The two hardest hitters right now in the lightweight division is Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis. hands down. So therefore, we're curious to see how Devin Haney handles the power once Teofimo is able to cut off the ring and have those moments. You're not going to run the whole time. Teofimo Lopez is not your Yorkis Gamboa, period. So understand that. He's not Yorkis Gamboa. Kambosos is getting $2 million to fight Teofimo. Boy will line up for that purse bid. Is different situation. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm glad Kambosos was able to pick up the purse. I would have said that for anybody who's able to pick up a mandatory for 2.1. Oh my God. What are you saying? Yeah, he has to pay some people off, taxes and shit, but still, for him to get that much money, come on, bro. Like, seriously? He still walks up out of there with over $1 million. We probably won't see Kambosos back in the ring for quite some time. I believe he's going to be somewhere in Australia, selling in on the Oasis, drinking some motherfucking Mai Tais and shit, some pina coladas, something. Have some women dancing, fanning them down and shit, throwing money all over the place. I'm rich for now. You know what I'm saying? Hany can stop Linares. He can be stopped on any given night. Yeah, man, but I'm hearing that fight isn't going down, bro. Like, I don't see what he gains from Linares, though. Like, let's see, for instance, we know Devin Haney lacks power, but he stops Linares. How much faith do we put into that? You know what I'm saying? Like, Linares has been stopped five times. Like, come on, man. That's all I'm saying. He's been stopped multiple times. Knockout. First round. What the fuck is going on? So, as I was telling people when Vasyl Lomachenko did it, I'm like, man, come on, bro. He's been stopped several times. Why y'all hyping this motherfucker up? But they get on here. Oh, man, Lomachenko is the best. Lomachenko gonna fuck up T.O. He's gonna do this. T.O.'s not ready for the bright lights. He's not ready to perform on this stage. Vasyl Lomachenko, two-time gold standard Olympian. He only has one blemish to his record. Look at him. He's a great. Bob Arum has compared him to Muhammad Ali. I'm saying to myself, man, Vasyl Lomachenko is one of the overrated fighters in boxing, y'all. Period. So all this trash talking that they're doing online, I really hope it amounts to something. I hope it comes to fruition. I hope this fight happens because it'll be a true test. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It'll be a true test that, Haney goes in there and fight Lomachenko. Absolutely. It'll be a good test. Those same people that was going for Lomachenko against T.O., be sure you hop back on that motherfucker. They probably aborted Lomachenko now. So people are going to be full force pushing Devin Haney behind in the back and say, yeah, we support you. Go get it, dog. Yeah, go get that win, dog. Go get that win so you can fight Teofimo, man. The undisputed lightweight king. Go ahead. If you don't want to hear undisputed, do something about it. Go in the ring and do something about it. If you don't want to hear that word undisputed, do something about it. Go show the people that you have the master plan to get it done. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think you do. Not that you're not capable of doing it. I just think you're outmatched. Teofimo is going to be, he's continued to grow. He's going to get that much better. And, the word undisputed, I don't see anybody in there doing anything about it. The match that I really want to see in the lightweight division, to be honest, is Gervonta Davis and Teofimo Lopez. I definitely want to see Teo go up there against a motherfucking savage like Gervonta. Gervonta is a savage, man. He's every bit of the mud, got it out the mud. He might not, be the type of dude that'll give you the. He pick and chooses who he want to talk to or whatever, but in the ring, he's that dude. So if indeed, from what I'm hearing, even though I kind of knew this, talking to some of his people when I was in San Antonio, he might be fighting Mario Barrios. I think I said that on my live way, but I said, man, Tank is probably going to fight Mario Barrios. That's why he was on the undercard, to give him the exposure. You know, Barrios sit up there and fought Ryan Call, who was pressing the action, but he didn't have the cardio. He was getting hit. You can't press a fight and don't have no defense. So he ended up being stopped, knocked out. I believe Gervonta can do the same thing to Barrios. Seriously. I think he can. Barrios is a tough fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a no-nonsense dude. I don't think he can fuck with Gervonta, though. So to get Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis in there, yeah, I would like to see that. But before them, that could be down the road. But before that, I really want to see this Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. We got to see this shit. People like, oh, World Combat Sports, you got to talk about it. You know, you hate, you never say you want, you know, this, that, and the other. I say, bro, I really want to see the fight. But I don't want people pricing themselves out of the fight. What T.O. say? T.O. say, I want to see what you have to offer. What has you done to deserve a slot? What have you done? Who have you fought in your resume for me to fight you? Is he wrong? Is it sound arrogant? No, he's just basically asking a question like, what have you done? Like, who's on your record that I respect enough to say, okay, that's 1/3. We're talking about Nakatani, Komi, Lomachenko. Let's give me 1/3. Just give me 1/3. Who? It's nobody. So you need that 1/3. So if that 1/3 is going to be Lomachenko, cool, salute to you. But right now, don't get mad and say, well, he deserves a shot because of his last name. No. He deserves a shot because he started boxing as a teenager. Nope. It takes more than that. It takes more than that. It takes more than just because Bill has freaking open invitations and platinum memberships to these boxing channels. It takes more than that. It takes more than that. I never really talk about nobody's money. I'm glad they're making money. That does nothing for me. As you look behind me, I don't reside in a shack either. I'm happy for them. But when it comes to this boxing shit, I say what I say. I stand by it. Fuck all the box wreck back and forth trying to find crumbs in that motherfucker. Little steak morsels. No, we're talking about a bag lunch, goddammit. You can't find a steak in a bag lunch. So stop looking on his resume and saying, you know, Franco Santiago. No. Saul Abdullah. No. Absolutely not. Antonio, nope. Stop. Quit it. His resume is not up there yet. I'm not just the only one who's saying it. They saying that shit all over media. If my channel's so small, why are you paying so much concern to me? Pay attention to the mainstream people who saying the same thing I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I can see if someone's being falsely created. But it's not. It's right here. His resume alone doesn't add up anywhere close. It don't matter how bright the sun is outside. It still won't shine enough light on his resume to say, you know what? There go the name right there. That one name, T.O. should fight him. It's not. You're not going to find it. Even if I put on my glasses, I'm like, Let me look at this list here. What is this I see? Name. No. It's not going to happen, people. So he needs to figure it out. And it's up to you all to help him do it. because I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna help him. I'm just gonna be there when the fight is made official. L-Dub in the building. What's good, man? Salute. What's good? What's good? You know, Hany stopping Linares. Okay. We know that. If you don't think that can happen, I don't know how long you've been watching boxing. That can happen. But what does it do? It just puts him in the same category as the 5 other fighters who have stopped him. It really does nothing. And you know what places, you know, the expectations even higher is that a lot of those people did in the first round. So he needs to go in there in the first round. Lomachenko did in 11. When I was saying he was overrated, okay, cool, he's doing it in 11. But the expectation to go in there, you got to have this certain type of menace to you, this tenaciousness. You got to have that violence. You got to be willing to risk it all to go in there and fuck with a damn cat like Linares and attempt to knock him out in the first round if you're not a knockout artist. See, Floyd Mayweather may tell Hany, hey, don't worry about what everybody else done. Worry about what you have to do. Go in there and get the win. That's what Floyd gonna be like. Go in there and get the win. Don't worry about what everybody else say. Floyd said, I do what I want to do, how I do it, when I want to do it. But I'm saying in Devin Haney's situation, the expectation for him to go in there and see can he knock out Linares in the first round is a lot to behold. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a lot for someone who doesn't have power to go in there and attempt to stop someone like Linares. Linares has over 45, 50 professional fights. I mean, I don't know why he just goes in there and gets stopped the way he does. But anyway, you get the point. You get the point. But y'all stay tuned, man. Definitely got a lot going on this weekend. Allstar weekend. I'm gonna try to bring y'all some more footage in the streets. There's a lot of people down here already for this Allstar weekend. So, of course, I'm gonna try to roll back to the nest where I know they're camping at. And they have a lot of events that's going on this weekend. Like I said before, I really don't like putting shit out there ahead of time. I just like for it to happen, and then I put it out there because sometimes shit don't happen. If you continue to push big stuff out there, use people's names, and it don't happen, then people be looking like, man, you're just talking. But those of you that follow me know now that if I'm not on here most of the time, I'm out doing something. The boxing scene down in GA is opening up big time, right? And they have a lot going on, man. I made some phone calls, and it's looking good. You know what I'm saying? It's looking good. But like I said before, man, I don't like putting shit out there yet. But stay tuned. It's Wednesday. There's a lot that's popping off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm going to be honest with you. Check out my interview with Trevor Bryan. He's the WBA heavyweight champion. Check him out. He's the WBA world heavyweight champion, man. We all know Joshua's a super. But he won the interim from Flores, and he just defeated Romain Stavern. Now, you know, I know the question was asked about him and Manuel Char. Y'all have to ask Manuel Char if he's signing the contract to make that shit happen. I know the entire situation behind that. So, you know, Trevor Bryan is a Don King fighter. Good cat. You know, good dude, man. You know, shout out to Sean 808. You know, linked up with one of the OGs in the game, man. And check out the interview I did, you know, with the heavyweight champ. He's the only U.S. heavyweight champ right now. You know what I'm saying? He's the only one. And yeah, we hoping that Deontay get his belt back. Absolutely. But he's the only one right now while people was hating and screaming. So you have another brother that's a heavyweight champ down here. And He's not a small dude, so he's a legitimate heavyweight champ. And, you know, when asked who he would like to fight, of course, he said Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Preferably Anthony Joshua. So let's see if that fight come to fruition sometime or another. You know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned, man. Check out the interview on YouTube. Stay close and turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. Salute to you.